Hello, Flyer Tutor here. Today I would like to teach you how to create a florist flyer background using the Inkscape program. The first thing we'll do is set the document properties. Go to the File menu and select Document Properties. This opens the Document Properties window. Set the page size to US letter and make sure that the default units are set to inches. The change will immediately happen. Just close the document properties window by clicking on the X in the upper right hand corner of the page. Okay, let me just zoom out a little bit. Okay, the next thing we'll do is add a rectangle to the page by selecting the rectangle tool from the toolbox. Draw the rectangle and we will change the width of this shape to 5 inches and also set the height to 5 inches as well. We will drag this shape to the top left corner of the screen. Note that I have set the fill of this shape to white by clicking on white on the color palette at the bottom of the window, and I have set the stroke by right clicking over the black and selecting set stroke. This way I can differentiate between the other shapes that we're going to place on this flyer. Okay, so for the second rectangle, just draw any size. We will set the dimensions to 3.5 inches for the width and 11 inches for the height. Then we will drag this into place using the select tool to the top right corner of the page. Next, we'll draw a third rectangle, any size. We will change the dimensions to width 2.9 inches and height 5.3 inches. We will drag this close to the second rectangle, but aligning it at the bottom of the page. Don't worry about the space in the middle. We'll take care of that in just a little bit. And for the last rectangle, again, draw something on the page. Set the dimensions to width 2.9 inches and height 6.2 inches. Use the select tool again. Drag to the bottom left corner of the page. Okay, now we need to set the fill and stroke colors for each of these rectangles. Select the first rectangle, then click on the fill and stroke icon. This opens the fill and stroke window or docker. Okay, we will set the RGB values for rectangle 1 to 170. Right here we will change the settings, 170, 212, and 0, and hit your enter key. You will get a bright green. We also want to set the stroke paint to this very same color, so put in the exact same values that you just did before, 170, 212, and 0. Moving on to shape number 2, we will set values to 218, 236, and 143. That would be for the stroke paint. Select the fill tab and repeat these values: 218, 236, and 143. I have a lighter green. Select the third rectangle, set the fill color to 209, 236, and 99. Then select the stroke paint tab. Again, the same values, 209, 236, and 99. Hit your enter key. Then select the last rectangle, setting the stroke paint values to 239, 255, and 177. Select the fill tab, entering the same values, 239, 255, and 177. Hit your enter key. Okay, now you can click on the X in the upper right hand corner of this fill and stroke window to close it. Okay, things look pretty messy. Don't worry, we're going to create yet another rectangle. Again, don't worry about the size, we'll change the dimensions now. We will set its width to 7.5 inches and its height to 9.25 inches. Now, using the select tool, let's drag this to about the middle of the document. Okay, I will center this rectangle a little with my arrow keys. Just drag it slightly. Okay, the next thing I need to do is round the corners of this rectangle. With the rectangle tool selected again, if you look at the right of this shape, you'll see a circle. Drag downwards until the shape is rounded the way you would prefer. So I've gotten what, 1.956 inches. That will do for what I'm trying to show. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is set the fill of this shape to white. You can go down to the bottom again, select white, and I will set the stroke to a dark green. This green right here will do. Right click over it and select set stroke. So basically, most of the background for this flyer is done. I will show you how to insert the images as well. So you will go to the file menu, select import. This will open up the select file to import window. So I will search for my image, which is the yellow flower here. Select embed and click OK. The image, kind of large, is placed on the flyer. Now I need to resize this image. So I will set its width right up here to 3 inches, and I will set the height to 2.9 inches, hitting my enter key. Then I will drag to the top left of the page, just about here, and release. Now I will also insert the red flower, file again, import. I will locate my file, click open, embed, OK. This is large as well. I will set the dimensions to width 1.8 inches and height 1.8 inches. Enter. Okay, I have to drag down to find it. And I will place it in the bottom right of the flyer. Next, I will import the pink flower. Let's locate it. Again, I found these files from the clickart.com website, where you can get copyright free clip art. Okay, select the pink flower and click open, embed, and OK. The image is placed. We will change the dimensions now to 1.5 inches and height 1.5 inches, hitting my enter key. Okay, instead of importing another one of these pink flowers, all I need to do is create a duplicate of it. So I will hold down my Control and D keys together. One duplicate will be created. If you drag away, you will see that. Now I need to place these two duplicates behind this red flower. I can select both by holding down my Shift key and clicking on each one. Going up to the Control bar, I can select the lower selection one step and then click it again. Oops. Okay, let's undo that. Send it up. Okay. Click anywhere in a white spot to deselect. I will select this pink flower again and lower one step. So now they're both behind the red flower. You can make some further adjustments using your arrow keys if you don't like the placing of the flowers. Okay, the next thing to do is add a drop shadow to each of these three flowers. I'm going to drag the cursor over all three to select them. Then I will go to the Filters menu, select Shadows and Glows, scroll over to Drop Shadow. Here I have the drop shadow window, which shows me the settings that I have for the drop shadow. If you want a preview, select the live preview box and it will show you what the shadow would look like if applied. If you like these settings, click apply, which we will do here, and then we will close this window. And with that, we have created the background for the Florist flyer created with the Inkscape program. Pretty simple, and it looks beautiful and attractive. To view the entire tutorial, visit flyertutor.com, where you will find not only tutorials for Inkscape but also Corel Draw, Illustrator, Microsoft Publisher, Microsoft Word, and also Apache's OpenOffice Draw. Thank you so much for visiting, and please come again.